Hey guys, Joe at Field UTV here, and today we're showing off our Destination Polaris Project X build. So roughly a year ago, guys, we went on a ride with Destination Polaris up in the Idaho mountains, and they saw some of our shop builds, and we talked with them about partnering in the future to do a Project X build. This is a 2023 General XP Ultimate. We think here at Fuel that this is the ultimate Pacific Northwest trail machine. It does everything well, and we built off of that. So when our team received this Polaris General, we got together and collaborated to build the ultimate trail machine. We wanted to build a machine that was strong, that was capable, dependable, had gear reduction, clearance for large tires, and able to access all of those remote locations that the Pacific Northwest has to offer. So starting with protection, guys, as you can see, we have the ThumperFab Nerf rails on the side. We also underneath have a factory UTV 3/8 skid plate. We really think that these skid plates are the best on the market. The fit and finish is top notch. The protection that they offer is unmatched. We run factory UTV skid plates on all of our machines. We really think that this is one of the best products on the market. And on the front, we have the ThumperFab winch bumper that we'll talk about in a bit, but let's move up to the front and talk about the suspension we did. So starting with the suspension on this build, we got to give a big shout out to Super ATV. They hooked it up on this build. All of the suspension components are from them. The axles, the A-arms, the portals, the tie rods, everything in the rear of the machine is from Super ATV. They build a phenomenal product. They're tried and true. Lifetime warranty, just a great product all around. On the front here, we have their new Atlas Pro A-arms. These are a 2-inch forward A-arm. They also include heavy-duty tie rods, and these are just a really badass A-arm. They're heavy-duty, they're tough, they provide a ton of clearance for the trail, and they're just a great addition to both these Super ATV portals too. So knowing that we wanted to run 35-inch Braven off-road tires on this machine, we knew that we were going to need a super strong ball joint. We loaded these Super ATV A-arms with Keller ball joints. These ball joints are fully adjustable, greasable, and rebuildable. They're also made in the USA, and so we really think that this is the best ball joint on the market. Attached to the Super ATV A-arms and Keller ball joints, we have these Super ATV billet 4-inch portals. As you guys know, we run portals on a lot of our shop builds. We find that the 8-inch increase in track width, the 4-inch increase in ground clearance, and the 30% reduction really helps these machines on the trail. It takes a ton of the stress off the rest of the drivetrain, and then also it just makes the machine look badass. The General XP comes with badass Walker Evans racing shocks, but we knew those could be better. We installed the Stage 1 Zebros Racing Spring Kit. We found these spring kits work very well with the big tires and the portals. We also installed the Sandcraft Motorsports Limit Strap Kit. All of our machines have limit strap kits on them. These take a ton of stress off the shock. They support the big tire and wheel outside here. And we really feel like every machine should have a set of Sandcraft limit straps on it. So up front, guys, like I talked about prior, we have a ThumperFab winch bumper. Here in the Pacific Northwest, we really like to mount our winches up high and out front. This gives good access to your winch when you're in the snow or you're in the mud. It's right up here where you can access the engaged and disengaged dial. You can see what your rope's doing if you're winching to a tree to the right or to the left. You can see if your rope's binding up, and so we really like this ThumperFab winch bumper. So on top of the bumper, guys, we put a 4,500-pound Polaris winch. This is the factory winch that comes on these General XPs. It has synthetic rope, it has rapid recovery. This is a great winch. We finished off this setup with a Factor 55 Ultra Hook and Factor 55 Fairlead. So moving into lighting, guys, we knew that this machine needed to have light for those late night trail rides. And so starting back with the ThumperFab winch bumper here, it has a little LED light in the bumper. We have the 10-inch Baja Designs S8 light bar here in the grill. We have our tried and true Baja Designs and Assault Industries Squadron Nighthawk mirrors. These are phenomenal mirrors. Not only do they help you see out of the machine, but they also provide a ton of cornering light and seeing the objects on the outside of the trail. Up top, we have the ThumperFab audio roof. As you guys have seen in our previous builds, these things offer 360 degrees of lighting, and they really help lighting up at night to access gear, obstacles on the trail, you know, seeing your buddies, so forth. We really like these ThumperFab audio roofs. And last but not least, guys, we threw on this brand new Corbin Custom Works Street Leo kit. This kit was just released by Corbin Custom Works. It has their brand new LED headlights with built-in turn signals. So not only do these headlights provide better light, but they also have the turn signal built in. So no drilling holes, no smashing LED lights down below. They're super clean, and they make the machine look awesome. So let's move to the back of the machine. We can check out the lighting back there and move into the performance side of the machine. So out back, guys, we did the S1 pods from Baja Designs. These provide a ton of light to the bed, to access the rack, to get your tools out, recovery gear, beverages, whatever you may need. So now that we covered the lighting, let's check out the performance of the machine. So performance-wise, guys, we hung forced turbos off the back of this machine, adding the large tires, all of the gear, the audio really adds a lot of weight to these machines, and these forced turbos really bring that back and then some. They make the machine more snappy, better throttle response, more torque, more power. We have aftermarket Assassin's tuning on this machine. We found that Mike does a great job tuning these turboed Polaris Generals. We're also running AA clutching. The AA clutching for the Polaris models is top notch, man. No blown belts, no high belt temp. The engagement is really low for crawling, but still has the proper springs for hauling ass. So really like this combination of forced turbos and aftermarket Assassins performance-wise. So wrapping up the back of the machine, and it's very similar to the front. We have the Super ATV high clearance A-arms in the rear. We have the Super ATV Rhino 2.0 axles, the Sandcraft Motorsports limit straps, and the Zebros Racing spring kit. This really rounds out the suspension and the drivetrain of this build, and really makes this a strong and capable machine. All right, guys, before we talk about the interior of the machine, I want to go over the wheels and tires on this build. All right, so I spoke about it a little bit earlier. We repped this Assault Industries wheel. This is their new interlock Hellfire wheel. This is a badass wheel, you guys. It mounts just like a normal non-beadlock wheel, but then it has these bolts with O-rings in them that hold the outer bead on. So this is lighter than in your normal beadlock, but it provides the exact same protection and strength as a normal beadlock wheel. We wrapped these wheels with a 35-inch Braven off-road tires. This is a meaty aggressive tire. It's a bias ply tire, so it's super tough. You can air it down and don't have to worry about pinch flats. All right, guys, so when the Fueled UTV team collaborated on this build, we really wanted the interior to be phenomenal. We wanted it to have every bell and whistle possible to make you as comfortable as possible on the trail. So like I touched on previously, guys, we have the ThumperFab audio roof. This has 4 Rockford Fosgate speakers in it. It's got a Rockford Fosgate sub. It also has all the controls for the lighting outside. These roofs are phenomenal. They provide a ton of great sound for when you're sitting by the campfire, you're hanging out on the trail with your buddies. They're phenomenal. With that said, we still wanted to be able to talk to our passengers when we're riding. You know, obviously this machine has the forced turbo on the back of it, so we wanted to be able to communicate to our passengers. We wanted to be able to communicate car to car, and so we went with the Rugged Radio's complete audio kit in here. Not only does this have a M1 mobile radio, but it also has the Alpha Bass headsets. These provide great sound when you're riding down the trail, listening to tunes, and allow you to talk to your passengers and so forth. So like I said, guys, comfort was one of our #1 goals with this build, and as you can see, we installed these badass PRP seats. This is their XC model. They're very easy to get in and out of due to the lower lumbar on the sides. Super comfortable. Their suspension seat, they're easy to clean, and they just look awesome, man. They match the wrap, and they really tie this machine together. Along with comfort, guys, we installed an Inferno heater in the machine. Provides heat throughout the cab. We have the vents in the back of the machine. We have the vents up top for defrost. We found that the Inferno heaters are just a top quality product, provide a ton of heat and keep you warm. To keep that heat in, as you guys saw when we were doing the outside of the vehicle, we installed the factory Polaris upper canvas doors. We installed the factory Polaris tip out front windshield with their wiper. And then in the back, we have the factory Polaris glass windshield. We found that the factory Polaris accessories really seal the best on these machines. And also they're very high quality, and they look top notch. All right guys, so to control all the electronic accessories in this machine, from the lighting to the heater to the ARB air compressor to the lights on the back, we installed one of these Switch Pros 12 switch panels. We really think that if you're adding electronic accessories to your machine, that you should have a Switch Pros in. Super easy to use, pretty easy to install. And they just do a really good job of housing all of your switches in one location. Touching on a few of the other key features of this interior, we have the Assault Industries steering wheel, we have the DynoJet PB3 tuner in here with the aftermarket Assassin's mount, we have the Razorback off-road belt temp gauge. This is their new 3.2 gauge. It controls the fan in the back. Very high-end belt temp gauge. As you can see, the panel is off, so you can see the rugged M1 radio and the 696 Plus intercom system. This machine has it all when it comes to the interior. All right guys, so wrapping this machine up, and last but certainly not least is I want to talk about this ECD Customs wrap. When we reached out to Eric in regards to this build, we knew that we had to do something cool that tied in with the Pacific Northwest. And so Eric killed it with this wrap, you guys. It's got the topography on it. It's got the evergreen trees, the Cascade Mountains. It's got the gray and the blues that all tie in. And we just think that Eric knocked it out of the park like he always does. All right, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed this build as much as we did. Big thanks to Destination Polaris and all of our sponsors of this build. We couldn't do it without you guys. If you guys like this build and our previous builds, please hit that subscribe button below. We'll see you guys out on the trails.